Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And on this channel, we talk about everything product marketing. My name is Peace. Today, I want to talk about 10 tips that can help you land your first job in product marketing. So, the first one is to use free online resources before taking a course. So, before you go ahead to pay for a course, just like you're doing right now, go online and learn as much as you can about product marketing. Because if you just go ahead to pay for a course, you're going to get overwhelmed with all of these terms you don't understand. So it's better you have like solid foundation. You understand the terms, you understand what a go-to-market is, what positioning and messaging is. At least you're going to be more familiar and you can ask impactful questions and the course can be more impactful to you. The second tip I have for you is to understand where your interests are. So what kind of industry do you want to work at? If you want to work in a fintech, the rules of fintech is different from the rules of AI, for example, for AI industries. It's also different from so many other industries. Sometimes it's not super different, but it helps for you to understand the kind of industry you want to work at. Also understand the growth stage of the company you want to work with. A an enterprise, a company that has already grown, like a big four, is different from a startup generally. The way the startups operate is very different from how they operate. So understand that dynamic because it's going to impact how you position yourself as a strong candidate. If you want to position yourself for a startup, then you want to show you have so many other skills, you have a good mix of skills, you can do so many things. It's attractive to a startup, but for a big company that's just looking for someone to do something specific, you want to show expertise, or at least you want to show a drive or some kind of history of delivering well in that certain, like in that kind of scenario. You get my gist, yeah. Then the third tip here is to understand the skill requirements. So when you've understood your industry, the company growth stage, understand the skill requirements for the jobs, like for product marketing jobs, product marketing associate jobs, if you're just starting out, but it depends on how much experience you have, but understand the skill requirements. So go and read job descriptions so that you can see what are the things people like these companies are looking for. Are they looking for someone that can help them drive go to market or product retention, customer acquisition? What are the other skills they're looking for? Are they looking for someone that can lead a team or someone that can manage stakeholders or someone that can talk to customers, or someone that's good at sales enablement and really good at content? So understand what the skill requirements are so you can start building the skills. Then the other tip is to learn the skills, of course, of course. So you have to learn the skills. After understanding, start learning as much as you can. Start practicing the skills as much as you can, and try to also maybe document how you're practicing them so you can use all this documentation for your portfolio or to prove that you've done something similar to what they're looking for, and to prove that you've done it, at least you've had some kind of results that they can see. Then the other tip I give you, this is tip number 5, I guess, is to network. I also struggle with networking, but I promise you it is, especially in this day and age where there's so much opportunity to network both online and offline, you should start networking. Network with industry leaders, network with recruiters, network with potential colleagues. Just network and try to grow your the people around you as much as you can. Try to build a network of solid people that can hold you down, that can push you to be better, that can give you opportunities and all of that. Also, join a community. Try to join product marketing communities as much as you can because it helps you, it makes it shorter for you to get to a place than doing it all on your own. Another tip is to understand what kind of value you bring. So you already know yourself, you know the skills you have today, you know what you can do. Understand your value and start packaging that, building on that, because you know how we always say product should have competitive advantage. You should also have a competitive advantage in the job market. What is it that you're really really good at that you can pitch, so that when someone says why should we hire you, you're able to say because I'm the best at doing XYZ, or because I'm just so broad, I have such broad knowledge of this industry that I'm better than everybody else, or because I'm so good at talking to customers, I'm so good at telling stories. Whatever it is, find the key value that you bring. Then the tip is to create samples of your work. Like I said earlier, document. So when you've decided you want to transition to product marketing, start writing down, as like start doing samples as much as you can. If you're right putting something out there, be able to document it, create a profile of yourself online, use all these free websites and start building an actual portfolio for yourself, so that when someone looks at you, you look put together, you look like you're really serious about this transition, you look like you want the job, and you look like you're ready to do the job. And the seventh tip is to read job descriptions and start applying, right? So you've learned the skills, you've packaged yourself together, start applying, sis or bro. Like, there's nothing stopping you. Start applying, interviewing. You don't need, it does not need to be perfect. You also don't need to interview for, if you go to an interview, you don't need to get the job, but it will teach you, it will help you build confidence with interviewing, so that when you actually start interviewing for the job that you want, you're ready for it. And the seventh tip would be prepare for interviews. Just try as much as you can to study what the company does. Don't just go into an interview confused. So prepare for interviews, teach yourself what the company does, why they do it, understand their values, teach yourselves the people, who are the people that will interview you, why what do they care about. Sometimes going the extra mile to understand them really goes far. Then the eighth tip is to reach out. So you might not apply for every job, and some people don't even post the jobs that they have. But if you start reaching out to recruiters, reaching out to people and saying, oh hi, my name is XYZ and I am looking for XYZ opportunity, I don't know if you have some time to take a look at my resume, to blah blah blah, just reach out. The worst that can happen is they would say, I'm not interested, or we're not looking for. The worst that will happen is that they'll tell you no. Then the ninth tip that I have for you is to just be confident, prepare, and make a plan. So definitely write down a list of companies that you want to target. Definitely write out any opportunity you may have to meet them in person, because this helps. Also, make a plan for how you're going to approach your job, like your job search. Make a plan for, okay, am I going to reach out to companies, or am I going to apply and then reach out? How do you want to approach that? Because it's going to help you just organize your brain. If you don't have any plan, you might get overwhelmed, you would get exhausted, you would feel like nothing is working out for you. But if you have a plan, you're able to know when something is not working versus when something is working. And the 10th tip that I have for you is, when you land the job, make sure you ask for expectations. Like, when you finally gotten the job, ask what they expect from you, because so many times job descriptions exist and there's all that conversations that happen during interviews, but the only way to succeed is if your work matches or exceeds expectations. Just because you've landed the job does not mean you can just go ahead and sleep. You have to understand what they when they made the decision to hire you, what they thought would happen. So maybe they will tell you, oh, we expect that in the next 6 months you would be able to help us launch this product and acquire 10,000 users, right? So when they tell you what they expect from you, you're able to adjust the way you approach your first 90 days, your first 60 days, your first 30 days. You're able to say, okay, so this is the expectation they have from me. So this is how I'm going to approach my planning. This is how I'm going to focus on this is kind of deliverables I'm going to focus on, so that you can meet expectations. Because even if you do heaven and earth, even if you do like the biggest things in the company, but then when you did not meet expectations or did not match expectations, they were expecting another thing and then you did another thing. What you did is not bad, it might not be bad, but they might not be able to like see it as like that. They may just think, we kind of thought you were going to help us do this other thing, right? So you don't want to put yourself in that space. Always try to work with the expectations that the business has, so that your career can be successful and smooth and you can grow. I hope that these tips helped you. There's many other tips, and if you have more, please leave them down in the comments below. If you have questions, also leave them down in the comments below and I'll answer them as much as I can. Thank you so much. Please like my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. See you in my next video.